It's been a crazy week on social media. The whole COVID-19 thing has been insane, but this past week it seems like we're kind of feeling ourselves, and we're coming up with all types of crazy stuff online fighting each other. So for this week's video, I'm going to do part 2 of dispelling some of the COVID-19 rumors and trying to bring people together to understand what's really going on. Now, I'm going to kick this thing off talking about the CARES Act. A small synopsis of what happened is the government felt something needed to be done for our economy to keep going. And the solution they had was first a $1,200 check for every American, and second, $600 a week for unemployment. The problem with this isn't so much of their intention, but the way that we're reacting to this and fighting each other. Essential workers, I think the world of you. I think you deserve a bonus. I think you deserve more than you have gotten. But that's not a reason to take it out on everybody else just trying to live. Now, I understand that when you do the math, that comes out to probably like average about $900 a week. In my personal situation, I get $286, which is a lot less than what I would be making a week if I wasn't furloughed. And then I get $600 on top of that, close to $900 a week. Now, that keeps me even. The whole point of doing this is for people to be able to keep putting money into the economy. Survival is a part of it, but our government runs on people spending money. Specifically, people spending money on stuff they don't need. So all those people who would have been without anything, they'd be sitting at home and they'd be destitute, barely able to eat. So kudos to the government for doing this, but we need to do more. That's the way we need to frame this conversation, and not as if someone's getting over and making more money on unemployment, or they have a choice. They're going to stay unemployed the rest of their life. If your job opens and they say, hey, you got to come back to work, you don't get unemployment. The whole point is the government has to stay home to flatten the curve, so they tried to make sure that we still made the same amount of money and take care of our family and keep spending money into the economy. That's what this is about. Let's spend this time trying to come together instead of trying to make more enemies or to be angry and fight each other. We are all in this together. So what the problem is, we have flaws in our system. Essential workers should be getting more money in the first place. We're running around saying that grocery workers don't deserve money. So what are they doing? Just bagging groceries? But now they're the ones keeping the country alive. Truck drivers, they've always been the ones that keep everything flowing, from grocery stores to the stuff you order on Amazon. And now they're the ones who are making sure that you have the stuff you need to survive through this. Let's all work on everybody getting ahead through this and not fighting each other in segments, and we should be mad at our government and not at each other. Second thing is immunity. I'm hearing all types of crazy stuff about immunity. Oh, we need to let everybody just run wild so we build up immunity. There's no proof that there's long-term immunity once you've had COVID. There might be immunity for a week, a month. There's nothing saying that you'll have it for years. So it is possible to get COVID again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this from everything I've seen, but a doctor come out with a report, and that could all change. The problem is we don't have facts. Everybody's acting like they have facts with conspiracy theories, but they don't. We have to work with what we have by taking care of our most vulnerable people in society. That's what this is about. What, are we going to create like concentration camps for old people so that we can go ahead and run around and do whatever we want? No. We are a society. We are all in this together. And if you think that you're immune because you're young, you fit in a certain age group, that's not true. When's the last time you saw a doctor? When's the last time you got checked out? So I've heard of people have a heart condition they didn't know about. Then COVID comes in and all of a sudden they're dead. So you don't know? Why take a risk? And then we also got the situation with our military people, the most fit people in our society, stuck on ships in close quarters, and they're dying. And those are the most fit people in our society, tested all types of immunities in their body for travel, and they're dying. Processing plants, workers, these talking about 20 to 30 somethings, fit, dying because they're stuck breathing in the air of that disease over and over and over again, eventually wore down their immune system. If you smoke, you're breaking down your respiratory system, you get COVID, you can't fight it as good. If you're drinking every day to excess, you can't fight it as good. We went over this last week. So you're not immune. Don't think that we can separate the most vulnerable, because you might be the most vulnerable. You don't know that. Last but not least is our supply chain, going back to the workers who are losing their lives trying to keep food on our table. If you didn't know, the food from farms don't automatically come to your plate as far as like grocery stores goes and other big chain stores. It goes to a processing plant where they're doing God knows what to the meat in close quarters. These are not conditions that on normal conditions, healthy conditions, but now you got COVID, which is running rampant and killing them. So if you go to your grocery store and you don't see meat in your shelves, this is why. So I go back to the beginning. We have to find a new way to live. We can't live like this. We can't pretend that, poof, everything's gonna be okay tomorrow and everybody's gonna be fine and this will go away and we can go about living our lives we used to. Those days are done. Breathe in, breathe out. It will be okay. We will get through this. What we don't need to do is attack each other. Our supply chains are screwed up. They weren't meant for people to be at home this much using all the toilet paper, and that side of the supply chain isn't viable anymore. At least not till we get through this. Understand why things are the way they are instead of creating posses and attacking people. We're better than this. We can do better. Join me for the conversation every Wednesday. You can find links at calfindingking.com, or you can follow my social media. My podcasts are on Spotify and Google Podcasts. That's it for this week. Take some time to think about what I said and how you can do better, how we can help each other. We are all in this together.